Did you know 5 simple isometric exercises can fix almost every mobility problem you're dealing with? So let's jump right in with our first exercise, the horse stance. Now, you've probably seen this movement before in martial arts movies, but physical therapists consider it one of the most effective exercises for lower body strength and hip mobility. If you've got knee pain, lower back pain, or you feel weak every time you try to stand for long periods, this one exercise addresses all of it. Don't worry if you've never done it before, you can easily perform this right at home with no equipment at all. If you sit for long hours throughout the day, you'll definitely want to learn the correct way to do the horse stance. So here's how you do it. Stand with your feet wider than shoulder width apart and turn your toes out slightly. Now lower yourself down into a squat position until your thighs are parallel to the ground, like you're sitting in an invisible chair. Keep your back straight, your chest lifted, and your core tight. Your knees should track over your toes, not caving inward. Hold this position for 30 to 60 seconds to start, and then gradually work yourself up to like 90 seconds or even 2 minutes. Trust me, if you've never done it before, it is not as easy as it looks. Your legs will be shaking and your mind will want to give up, but that's exactly where the magic happens. So you're going to want to start off with shorter holds and build up that strength and mental toughness over time. What makes the horse stance so powerful is that it strengthens your entire lower body while also improving your hip mobility and core stability. Most people only work their legs through dynamic movements like walking or running. But isometric holds like this build deep strength in your muscles and connective tissue. When you hold a position under tension, you're forcing your muscles to stabilize your joints, which is exactly what you need for injury prevention and healthy aging. The horse stance specifically targets your quads, glutes, hamstrings, and all the small stabilizer muscles around your hips and knees. It also teaches your body how to maintain proper alignment under fatigue, which carries over to everything you do in daily life. After just a few weeks of doing this exercise, you'll notice that standing feels easier, your balance improves, and that nagging knee pain starts to fade away. All right, now that we've built some serious leg strength with that wide squat hold, it's time to shift the focus to a position that restores mobility and strength throughout your entire upper body. The active dead hang takes the traditional passive hang and adds a component that activates your shoulder blades and upper back muscles at the same time. Now, this exercise is great for improving shoulder mobility, grip strength, and upper back activation all at once. These are some commonly overlooked areas of the body when people are putting together a stretching routine. By targeting the shoulders, lats, and scapular muscles simultaneously, it helps to restore the natural movement patterns your body has lost from years of sitting in chairs and hunching over screens. If reaching overhead feels like a challenge, or you've experienced shoulder pain when lifting things, the active dead hang is a must-have in your routine to make you feel younger and more mobile. So let me show you how to do it. Find a pull-up bar or any sturdy overhead bar that can support your weight. Grab the bar with both hands about shoulder width apart, palms facing away from you. Let your body hang, but here's the key difference from a passive hang. Actively pull your shoulder blades down and back like you're trying to put them in your back pockets. Your shoulders should move away from your ears, and you should feel your lats and upper back muscles engage. Hold this active position for 15 to 30 seconds to start. If you can't hang with your feet off the ground yet, that's okay. Keep your feet on the ground or on a box and just take some of your weight off while still maintaining that active shoulder blade position. If maintaining your grip is a challenge, you can use lifting straps or even just do shorter holds of 10 to 15 seconds. The goal is to build up that scapular strength and shoulder stability progressively. Avoid just hanging passively with your shoulders up by your ears, as that reduces the effectiveness of the movement. After just a couple weeks of this exercise, you're going to feel your shoulders, upper back, and grip strength start to really improve. But if this exercise is too challenging for you at first, you can try doing scapular pulls, where you just practice the shoulder blade movement without holding it for time. I'm pretty sure you're going to be looking forward to the 5th exercise, because it's one that dramatically improves how your entire posterior chain works together. It's especially helpful for anyone who feels weak in their glutes and hamstrings, but more on that coming up. Right now, we're at the reverse plank. This is simple but incredibly effective. At first glance, it may look like just a basic hold, but this movement provides one of the most complete strengthening and stretching combinations for your entire backside that you can possibly do. It specifically targets the muscles that get weak from sitting all day while simultaneously stretching your chest and shoulders. Now, this exercise isn't just about building strength, it's about functionality. Your posterior chain, that's your glutes, hamstrings, and upper back, works together to keep you upright and moving properly. When these muscles are weak, your body compensates by overusing your lower back and hip flexors, which leads to chronic pain and poor posture. The reverse plank not only strengthens your posterior chain, but it also opens up your chest and shoulders, which helps restore better posture and takes pressure off your spine. So to perform this exercise, sit on the ground with your legs extended straight in front of you. Place your hands on the floor behind you, fingers pointing toward your feet. Press through your hands and heels to lift your hips off the ground until your body forms a straight line from your heels to your shoulders. Keep your chest lifted, your shoulders pulled back, and your core engaged. Now here's where most people make a mistake. They let their hips sag down, or they hyperextend their neck by looking up too much. Instead, keep your body in one straight line and look straight ahead or slightly upward. Squeeze your glutes and push your hips toward the ceiling. You should feel your entire backside working, glutes, hamstrings, and upper back all firing together. Hold this position for about 20 to 30 seconds per set. To start, as you grow stronger, you can increase the hold time to 45 or even 60 seconds. Focus on maintaining that straight line and breathing normally throughout the hold. Now, if you're someone who deals with chronic back pain, stiff hips, or joints that ache every time you move, I want to tell you about something that can help. Doing these 5 exercises is great, but if you want a complete day-by-day program that restores your mobility from head to toe, that's exactly why I created Reboot Your Body. It's a simple, step-by-step, 30-day program designed to help you move pain-free again so you can get down on the floor with your kids or grandkids, get up without wincing, and actually enjoy being active instead of dreading it. The link is in the description below if you want to check it out. Now that we've focused on strengthening the posterior chain, let's shift gears and dive into a movement that restores mobility to your chest and shoulders. The doorway pec hold is one of the most effective exercises for opening up tight chest muscles, and it's an area that most people completely ignore. Your chest muscles get chronically tight from hours spent hunched over computers, phones, and steering wheels. When your pecs are tight, they pull your shoulders forward and create that rounded shoulder posture that makes you look older and feel stiff. This forward shoulder position not only looks bad, but it also compresses your chest cavity, making it harder to breathe deeply, and it puts excessive strain on your neck and upper back muscles. This exercise not only stretches those tight chest muscles, but it also strengthens your upper back in the process. It's particularly helpful for anyone who feels tightness across their chest, has rounded shoulders, or experiences neck stiffness. Look, if you've ever felt like you can't take a full deep breath or you constantly feel tension between your shoulder blades, this movement right here is essential for regaining that open chest position. It's also going to improve posture and make you stand taller naturally without even thinking about it. Now, I know it looks easy, but I suggest paying close attention to the form. You're going to want to stand in a doorway with your feet in a staggered stance for stability. Raise your arms up and place your forearms on either side of the door frame, with your elbows bent at about 90 degrees. Now lean forward gently through the doorway, keeping your core tight and your spine neutral. You should feel a strong stretch across your chest and the front of your shoulders. Here's the key. Instead of just passively stretching, actively try to push your forearms into the door frame, as if you're trying to push the doorway wider. This creates an isometric contraction that not only stretches your chest, but also activates and strengthens your upper back muscles at the same time. Hold that position for 30 to 45 seconds, maintaining that gentle forward lean and that active push into the frame. Then relax and step back. Aim to do about 2 to 3 sets, and gradually increase the intensity of your forward lean as your chest opens up over time. If you feel any pinching in your shoulders, back off the intensity slightly and make sure your shoulder blades are pulled down and back, not shrugged up toward your ears. Avoid bouncing or forcing the stretch. Focus on steady, controlled tension to maximize the benefits and improve mobility safely. The key is to combine the stretch with that active push, which creates what's called a PNF stretch, that's proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation, which basically means you're tricking your nervous system into allowing a deeper stretch while building strength at the same time. When most people try to improve their lower body strength and mobility, they often forget that wall sits aren't just for building quad strength. That's why I saved the wall sit with a shin focus for last. This variation is a highly effective movement that targets not just your quads, but also your tibialis anterior muscle. That's the muscle that runs down the front of your shin. This is a simple yet very powerful way to improve your knee stability, reduce pain relief needs in your ankles and knees, and increase your ability to move confidently without fear of tripping or falling. These are all things that lead to living a better life with less pain and more independent living as you age. So if you struggle with ankle weakness, have trouble walking on uneven surfaces, or feel instability in your knees, this exercise is a must. Poor shin strength from years of wearing supportive shoes and not challenging your lower legs leads to compensations throughout your entire body. Wall sits with shin focus will help restore that strength and make moving with confidence feel natural again. Follow closely how to do it. You're going to start by standing with your back against a wall and your feet about hip-width apart, positioned roughly 2 feet away from the wall. Slide your back down the wall until your thighs are parallel to the ground and your knees are at 90-degree angles. This is your standard wall sit position. Now here's where we add the shin focus. Instead of keeping your feet flat on the ground, lift your toes up toward your shins as high as you can while keeping your heels firmly planted. You should feel a strong contraction in the front of your shins. That's your tibialis anterior working. Hold this position with your toes lifted for 30 to 45 seconds to start. Now try to keep your back flat against the wall and your core engaged. If you can't hold the position with your toes lifted for that long, that's a sign your shin muscles are very weak and you may need to start with shorter holds of 15 to 20 seconds and gradually build up. Once you're in position with your toes lifted, focus on maintaining that contraction in your shins while also keeping your quads engaged to hold the wall sit. Here's where the real challenge comes in. The combination of holding the wall sit position while keeping your toes lifted creates a double demand on your lower body. Your quads have to work to hold you up, while your shin muscles have to work to keep your toes elevated. This combination builds functional strength that directly transfers to walking, climbing stairs, and preventing trips and falls. You're going to want to avoid letting your knees cave inward or letting your heels lift off the ground. The goal is to maintain perfect alignment with your knees tracking over your toes while maximizing that shin contraction. Focus on breathing steadily throughout the hold. Don't hold your breath. If you want to challenge yourself even more, you can try pulsing your toes up and down while holding the wall sit, or you can add ankle circles to work your ankles through their full range of motion. As you get stronger, you can also try doing the wall sit with one leg at a time while maintaining that toe lift on your working leg. All right, now's the time for me to show you how you can combine these exercises into a very quick and effective routine that you can do every single day. Up first, you're going to do the horse stance for 2 sets of 30 to 60 seconds. Start with whatever time you can hold with good form and then progress from there. Then you're going to do the active dead hang for 2 sets of 15 to 30 seconds. Focus on that active shoulder blade engagement, not just passive hanging. Then over to the reverse plank, and you're going to hold for 2 sets of 20 to 30 seconds. Really focus on squeezing your glutes and keeping your body in a straight line. After that, we do the doorway pec hold for 2 sets of 30 to 45 seconds. Remember to actively push into the door frame while you're stretching. And finally, the wall sit with shin focus, which you're going to do for 2 sets of 30 to 45 seconds with your toes lifted the entire time. As always, be sure to take your time and breathe through each movement. This isn't a workout where you're trying to rush or break a sweat. In total, this routine takes about 15 to 20 minutes and addresses strength and mobility in your legs, core, shoulders, chest, and shins. These are the areas that cause the vast majority of weakness and stiffness that people experience as they age. This routine, consistently done daily or at least 4 to 5 times per week, will yield noticeable results within just a few weeks. You'll feel stronger, move easier, and that constant weakness you've been living with will start to fade away. The key is consistency. These isometric exercises work, but only if you actually do them regularly. Share this video with a friend that you think would also find it to be helpful.